What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You guys have been going absolutely bonkers, showing support and love on the last couple of videos. 3 weeks is quite the stretch to go without feeding your dependents, and under any other circumstances, Child Protective Services would have undoubtedly been notified. But I'm keeping them at bay here. Today we're going to be doing a pretty fun type of video, or at least I think so. Not exactly part 2 of the tier list that I did promise all those moons ago, but it is something of a variant, so there's that. The 4th of July was not too long ago. Who am I kidding? That was like 2 fucking weeks ago. But nonetheless, it got me feeling very inspired. You know, all dun 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 dun. Oh wait, that's Here Comes the Bride. Close enough, guys. We're going to be taking a look at which trophy hunting YouTubers would have been which United States presidents. Some of my selections may surprise you, so stick around and let's get started with number 1. Adam McDermott.
No more defend missions in games. Just get rid of them.
A true pioneer and trailblazer for the niche. Many of his stylistic choices and methods were crucial in shaping and sculpting the trophy hunting niche into what it became today. Now, whether or not that's a good or a bad thing is up for you guys to decide, but I think most would agree that that is an undeniable fact at this point. I've got Adam up first on the list to review because I think it's appropriate to liken him to the first president of the United States, George Washington. Another true trailblazer with regards to the United States presidency. Adam's stellar use of music and establishment of ambiance can very much be likened to George Washington's precedents that he set for subsequent presidents to follow, such as the formation of a cabinet and the 2-term limit. God damn, I feel like Miss Frizzle from fucking Magic School Bus right now. Next up, we've got Platinum Bro.
Does not make you any girthier.
Now, you guys all know me. My admiration for Platinum Bro knows no bounds. In a professional context, of course. Sitting comfortably in the S tier category of my trophy hunter tier list, you guys might expect his presidential doppelganger to reflect this admiration, but you would be sadly mistaken. I am likening Platinum Bro to the 28th president of the United States, Woodrow Wilson, because he did the old switcheroo. Ran his campaign for re-election on the fact that he kept us out of World War I, but very shortly after getting elected is asking Congress to declare war on Germany. Now, the switcheroo that Platinum Bro conducted may not have been at the same level of magnitude as declaring war on another country, but that is not to say that it was any less impactful. If I talk about this too long, I'm gonna start tearing up, so I'll keep it brief. I miss the old Platinum Bro. I always say that. I feel like I've said that in the past 3 or so videos, but it remains true. It remains no less true than it did before. I miss the Platinum podcast, dude. I took a look at the playlist to see if I've missed any episodes. It's been a year. It's been 1 year since the last podcast. The memes, bro. The memes. The memories. Jesus Christ. Taking a look at his homepage now and scrolling through these videos, looking at the thumbnails. These newer thumbnails, they do pretty much encapsulate the total collapse of this niche. It is that dramatic. Don't get it twisted. This is not something to brush under the rug by any means. Scrolling down to like 4 years ago, you see these thumbnails. They've got soul, man. Seeing here this Star Wars Outlaws one here, like with the It's Illusion, red eyes, big red eyes on the girl, and then the anime style like hyperspeed background, or is it Star Wars, like the hyperspeed black hole portal lighting that looks like it's like gives this feeling of disorientation. And I know you guys like that It's Illusion reference, and don't worry, his comparison's coming up here shortly, so stick around. So when you pull the old switcheroo on your fan base, old Woody Wilson is about as good as you can hope for. But don't worry, Platinum Bro, you're still dat boy to me. The next hunter we're going to be comparing and analyzing is Triple PV. And the president I'm going to be likening Triple PV to is none other than Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And honestly, man, this comparison is based strictly upon their longevities. FDR serving as president of the United States for 12 years, and Triple PV feeling like he's been making content for almost just as long. In any field or niche, longevity has to be applauded, especially if you remain somewhat relatively at the top of your game while there. I took a look at his video history, and really in the past 3 years, there was only one stretch of like 2 or 3 months where he didn't post a video, but other than that, he's been hella consistent, and that has to be applauded. It's similar to that quote from The Dark Knight: you either die a hero or live long enough to see your views tank and then wonder why you sold sold your soul for such a feeble endeavor. But Triple PV should not be saying that. He should be very happy with what he's been able to accomplish and what he's still accomplishing. He's out here still fighting the good fight. 12 days ago, look at that. As of 12 days ago, he's still out here waving the flag high, being proud, fighting the good fight. And honestly, I have to say, Triple PV is probably my favorite Nick AR clone. He's probably the one that's been able to retain the biggest part of his soul out of everybody. When you become a Nick AR clone, you inevitably have to, resign about 75% of your soul, but he's managed to keep about 10 to 15% of his soul intact, and I would say that has to be applauded. I have to tip my fedora to Triple PV here for that. And I have to say, Triple PV gives one hell of a fireside chat.
Oh yeah, glob all over him, buddy.
Next up on the docket, a true icon who I also have the pleasure of calling a friend of the channel, Matrix Lord 212.
Hey motherfucker, you got a fucking platinum.
Now, given the nature of this next comparison, I feel like I should add this disclaimer here. This is just a fun video. I do not care about politics at all. In fact, for the past 3 elections, I voted for Vermin Supreme. I wanted my zombie insurance and my free pony, okay? I don't give a fuck about politics. So try not to get your proverbial panties in a bunch or literal. I don't, that's your business. So yeah, I guess I apologize if one of the former or future comparisons ruffles a few feathers, except for the Triple PV one. You guys all know the FDR comparison was on point exactly. Feel free to slurp me up. So anyway, guys, the US president I will be likening to our boy Matrix Lord 212 is none other than Donald J. Trump. And really, this comparison stems from the fact that these two have both been swaddled in their own forms of controversy. Matrix Lord when he started aiming for those higher positions on the PSNP trophy hunting leaderboards, and Trump for pretty much everything under the sun at this point. It honestly is really crazy, just the comments that I got on my video that I made about Matrix Lord all that time ago. I honestly find it really unbelievable. Like, just the other day, I got a comment saying about Matrix Lord, how he's this and how he's that and how he's a horrible person. Like, bro, do you know who you're talking to? First of all, I'm always gonna stand by my boy. Even if he's in the wrong, I will find a way to make him in the right. That's just what you do for your boys. Second of all, this enlightened individual didn't even provide one crumb of proof for these claims, and these are serious claims. Like, saying someone's a horrible person, when you're trying to gain somebody's favor and you're going to be evangelical in that respect and try to turn them against someone, you can't just show up with no proof and say, oh hey, this guy's horrible and you need to believe me because I was line leader in 4th grade or something. You have no proof! Where's your proof? You have no credentials. Oh, culinary service engineer at McDonald's? Motherfucker, you were the fry cook. You were back there flipping burgers. Make me a Krabby Patty, I'm hungry. So yeah, I'm always gonna stand by Matrix Lord, man, and I'm glad that my community follows suit in that way. We always rally around one of our own, and yeah, that's never gonna change. Free my boy, he ain't do nothing. He just robbed a gas station. You're acting like he robbed a Walmart or something. I will not be singing the song that she sings after that because my channel will be nuked. Speaking of nukes, let's talk about US President Harry S. Truman and his PlayStation trophy hunting YouTuber doppelganger, Joel EMZ. Now, this is a pretty shallow comparison at first glance, but you know what they say, if the Heelys fit, you lace them up tight, you head to Home Depot or Lowe's with their slick-ass floors, and you Christy Yamaguchi that shit. The dude drops nukes, okay? The dude drops bombs. I don't know who this dude's J. Robert Oppenheimer is in the background constructing these bomb-ass videos, or if he does it all himself, but god damn! I took another glance at his channel today for the video, and I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. Starting from the beginning, 2.5 million views, 3 million, 6 million, 3, 7, 11. Everything this dude touches turns to a piece of toasted ciabatta bread with margarine. It's unbelievable. In this context, and in this context alone, 2 nukes was not enough. Oh my god, please like and subscribe. Let's keep the spotlight on the heavy hitters burning bright here. Next up, we're going to be talking about It's Illusion.
Oh my god!
And his likeness to 19th US President Rutherford B. Hayes, or as he was coined later, Rutherfraud B. Hayes. Now, I know you guys must have figured out where I must be headed with this, given my heavy enunciation on the word fraud, but you can't ignore the parallels that are so easily right in front of you. I honestly don't even know at this point if Illusion was able to clear his name when it came to the claims. Oh wow, that was a lot of rhyming right there. What the fuck? When it came to the claims of him being a fraud or a cheater or not playing his own games. I lost track of all that, honestly. honestly, so I might be opening up an old wound here or stirring the pot, but I don't really care. It does fall in line with the ambiguous nature and controversy surrounding the election of Rutherford B. Hayes, so I mean, like I said, let's get those Heelys on. But to be fair to Illusion, like I was talking about before with regards to Matrix Lord, everyone should be afforded innocence until solid evidence is shown. Now, that is not me trying to deter you guys from investigating. I do believe it's important that we hold each other accountable to maintain the integrity of this niche. What little integrity it has left, it has to be maintained, so let's do it. But it does go to show that even without evidence, certain claims can tarnish a reputation. Not that I think Illusion minds too much. I mean, he's gonna be the first dude in this niche to hit 1 million subs, which is nuts. But make sure to stay vigilant, guys, and keep an eye on him because I will need drama content in the future. The next trophy hunting YouTuber US president duo that I'm going to be discussing here share a legacy of leaving too soon. Leaving without disclosing the true power behind their potential and leaving with just a taste of what could have been. I am, of course, referring to the duo of none other than Ilya Kunin and JFK. Now, we all know that JFK was killed, and I certainly hope to God that nothing that drastic happened to Ilya. If any of you guys know what happened to him or have been in any form of contact with him, if you could just drop a comment for my peace of mind, I would appreciate that. With regards to his content, I've said it before, you guys know this, Ilya was unmatched for me. He and old Platinum Bro go back and forth. They go back and forth for top spot, and really I think Ilya edges it because his old content, his old discussions, and the fact that he played one of my favorite games, Max Payne 3, and managed to get the platinum, I think that's what edges him over Platinum Bro for me. Haha, edge. Is edging still funny in 2025, guys? You guys let me know. And Ilya was clean, actually. He had no Cuban Missile Crisis, no Bay of Pigs. He had nothing that would make anyone bat an eye at him. I say this every video just as a reticular activator and maybe a sign to the universe, just putting it into the universe, trying to manifest it. I have my incense right here. I'm burning my incense. I'm rubbing my quartz at 59.98 hertz, trying to manifest this in the universe. Please, Ilya, come back. Please save us from the dark ages that we are facing right now and enduring as a community, and bring us and shepherd us into the light. I'm begging you. The next two I'll just mention as honorable mentions because I honestly didn't know how long I would be able to make this video. I'm going to be likening Study V2, or should I just say Study? I think he just goes by Study these days. He got rid of the V2. Fuck the V2, am I right? I'm going to be likening Study to Theodore Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt was the alpha male Giga Chad president, preaching about the importance of masculinity, and it doesn't get much more alpha than punching your screen over Titanfall 2. Yeah, you're never gonna live that one down, Study. Not while I'm still around. Oh yeah, also Study, now that I have you, your comment on my Mr. Beastification of the trophy hunting niche video was deleted, or maybe you deleted it, I don't know what's going on, but get back to me because I want to know what you said. I saw the notification and I saw you wrote Oliver Twist in there, you wrote War and Peace, you wrote the Brothers Kamarikov or whatever the fuck that book is called, and I want to know what you said, so get back to me. And yeah, are you scared? You want to fight? What's going on? Everybody tag Study in the comments down below, guys. Let's make sure he sees this. Theodore Roosevelt was also a boxer, which I know that Study was also engaged in at one time or another. Not sure of his record, but I'm sure he was pretty good. There was actually a video of him boxing, which I don't know if it's been wiped from the internet. If one of my mods can send me that, I know you guys literally know everything. You guys remember every line from a video game. I'm very impressed with you guys. If you guys can send me that footage of Study boxing, I would be very appreciative of that. I need it for the archives. And next up, let's talk about I Am Rob real quick.
I am not a sane individual.
And his likeness to Ulysses S. Grant. This comparison might be the most shallow of them all. Like I said, I didn't know how long I was going to be able to make this video, so I was literally clutching at straws. I was going to make a whole edit about how maybe they were related or something. Maybe they are related, who fucking knows? But yeah, that's how desperate I was for content. Last but certainly not least, everybody, Nick AR. And his relation to President James K. Polk. Now, you guys probably took a look at the thumbnail and said, oh, yeah, he's gonna make him Obama because of, certain reasons and certain, maybe biological reasons. How dare you? Just how dare you all? I am certainly not as shallow as I most undoubtedly come across, I can assure you guys. Now, James K. Polk is certainly not the most well-known president by any means, but his influence and what happened under his presidency is undeniably very important. He oversaw the westward expansion of the United States, as Nick AR presided over the expansion of the trophy hunting niche on YouTube. pew pew, pyrotechnics and fireworks. Oh my gosh. I am truly a genius. Now call it westward expansion, call it manifest destiny, call it our God-given American rights, god dang it. When it comes to the trophy hunting niche on YouTube, the parallels are there. With Nick, the floodgates opened up. And we had an age of trophy hunting content on YouTube that I don't think that any other niche has seen. Now some of you guys might think back on this time as a Pax Romana or a Gilded Age of sorts, and maybe towards the beginning it was. But it inevitably led to the burnout that I've seen now on so many channels, and if you type in trophy hunting PlayStation on YouTube, I think you'll be a little disappointed with what you see. You see, what happened with Nick's opening of the floodgates is that it galvanized an almost insatiable aspect of human nature, wanting a piece of the pie. An enterprise humble at heart was flipped on its head almost overnight. And this is by no means an allegory for America bad or anything like that, because as an American myself, that would require way too much self-awareness. Nor am I trying to blame Nick for absolutely everything, but maybe in my heart of hearts, and if you ask me while I'm drunk, maybe I will admit that I do blame him for everything. But like I said, all Nick did was show a part of ourselves that is very hard to keep sedated. And this is what ultimately led to the soullessness of the niche, the vacuum that was created by the soul, this vacuous hole. It's just sucking the quality and it's just sucking the heart and the morale out of this niche, out of this community. I feel it. I feel a hole in my heart, a pit in my stomach, that every time I swallow, and this is very dramatic, it just hurts, man. It hurts really bad, and I'm glad to have seen so many comments that agree with me so I don't feel like I'm freaking crazy. I just love talking about the downfall of this niche, man. And this is like some Fallout level shit. Like, once the true big boys move on, because let's be real, I Am Rob came from Fortnite and COD, Nick came from 2K, Illusion came from COD. They came and they got their piece of the pie. So once it's absolutely over, I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. These guys are gonna move on, and the rest of us soul survivors, you know, we are the soul survivors. All of us are the soul survivors. We're gonna have to traverse the wasteland and see what's left for salvaging. I hate to admit it, man, but the truth is, the game was rigged from the start. I really gotta play New Vegas again. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'm sorry it wasn't the tier list, but I'm just going as, and I can't believe I've been yapping for almost 17 minutes. God damn, my horoscope was spot on about the Virgo man. Stay safe, guys, and don't platinum anything I wouldn't.